Hello everybody and welcome back to BRG Plays Kerbal Space Program. I'm sorry it's been so long. I know it's been ages since I did a video last. I've been really busy with work, and as I've said, you know, this is something I do for fun. So it is something I do when I get the time to do, and at present I just haven't had it. I made a bit of a boo-boo. I was supposed to watch my last episode before I did this, and I haven't. I got carried away. I don't have a great deal of time, so I'm just going to go ahead and do basically what I want. So in the last episode we sent up a docking thingy, Mark 8, because it took us so blooming long to get something up there, but we did it, so we're going to have a quick look at that. And in this video I'm going to attempt to do something which I've never been very good at, and I'm going to attempt to dock with the docking thingy, and I'm going to attempt at the same time to take a Kerbal up with us. Another one. We've got Bill up there already. I'm thinking we'll take Valentina up and see if we can't get something to dock with this as some kind of space station, although there is a little bit of me that says don't send Valentina, send up the scientist, the engineer. I know I can't remember which one's the engineer and which one's the scientist. We'll have a look in a second. But yeah, I'm going to build something and try and send it up to dock with this. And I'm also going to do it so that it might take up a fuel canister of some description, so that we can, in future, for the Duna missions, dock with it and have this as the beginnings of our orbital fuel station for the Duna mission. So let's head back to the Space Center and let's build something to get us up there. Something I've not really shown you a lot of is the fuel lines, how they work, and I also know that I did tease you all with asparagus staging, which is something I talked about but just didn't show you what it was or what it did. I'm not going to show you asparagus staging today, but it is coming soon. But I am going to use the fuel lines this time to try and get up there. There's a small part of me that thinks the aerodynamic problem I'm having with trying to launch up into space, or into orbit, sorry, is that I've got a main rocket as usual and then two boosters on the side, and then the lander's got all of these other bits and pieces on them, but they're not really aligned very well. And I'm just, you know, literally spitballing here. I don't know if this is the case, this is the cause of the issues or not. The size of that heat shield, but I think it is. We're not taking any science up or anything. This isn't going to be a science mission. We've still got 500 science that we haven't spent from the last ones. This is just going to be the return of this, or making it so this can return should it need to. So let's get that on there. Let's pop a couple of drogue chutes on the side as well. These are the new chutes, the drogue chutes that we got. The drogue chutes, I don't know if it actually tells us if they've got more drag. There we go. Minimum air pressure, fully deployed, effective diameter 5.6, and the old ones deployed diameter 30.4. Perhaps they're smaller then, I'm not sure. What would be, it's the half-size radio mount version of the other ones. It's small, but it deploys high up. Deploys very high up. That deploys at, the mass is 0.75, mass is 0.1, so a little bit lighter. Yeah, that'll be plenty. That'll be absolutely plenty. We won't need any more than that. So let's get our stacked a couple on there, and that's what we're going on. Let's see who's in this. Bob, the scientist. Yep, we're going to take Bob up. So just decided. Bob's coming up, so we take that off. Let's get ourselves a Probodyne, I think it is we've got. That's got the reaction wheel and the SAS. Yep, let's pop that on top, and let's get that on there. Obviously that will give us more stability, because obviously our little boy Bob is just a scientist. And he can't really fly a space shuttle or rocket or anything of that description, which is fine. We're not going to hold it up against him. But yeah, we'll stick that on there just to be on the safe side. It's got its own reaction wheel, so that should be fine. No, that's not a good idea, is it? If we take that off and we need a docking port. I don't know why I thought it would be okay just to try and do it without a docking port. Yeah, let's do that. That's a great idea. I do wonder about myself sometimes. That's a parachute. I think this is the only docking port we've got. So we don't want two of those. Stupid thing. Oh, I've got some news. I have got some news. Pink screen of death. Pink screen, yeah. No more. Pink screen of death is gone. Docking port. Okay, it doesn't look like it's going to let me put a docking port on there, so let's make it look really ugly and have a girder on top of there, and let's pop that on top of there. So it can look as absolutely revolting as the other one. Let's just see if we can offset that a little bit. Yeah, there we go. That looks different. Yeah, that looks different. The drogue chute should be plenty for that, shouldn't they? Oh, now I'm getting concerned. I think we're going to go back. No, not that. We're going to go back with it. Come on, Ben. Click on that. Let's go back to the original chutes. Oh, blimey. Yeah, there's a massive size difference there, isn't there? Absolutely huge. And it covers up our lovely little flag there from Tigrex Gaming. I don't know if any of you have watched the original videos that are watching now. Tigrex Gaming. It doesn't do KSP videos anymore. But the ones he did, absolutely fantastic and very entertaining, so do please go and check him out. He's got no idea I've said that, so yeah, shameless plug for Tigrex, but it's worth it. He's a good lad. Some good videos. Right, so that's what's going to dock. Well, that's the main part of the docking body. Let's get a little fuel tank on there, and let's get a little engine on there. Where's the little fuel tanks gone? Why have I forgotten how to play KSP? There they are. And we'll get a little engine on that as well. Little poodle. I've got to stop saying poodle. It's the Terrier engine we want. That on there. And another decoupler on there. Everything else up there's got power, but let's put a bit more on there anyway. Let's get those. We use the 3x2. Let's do the 1x6s on this one. So, no, two of those. Come on, Ben, get a grip. Get a grip. So just some extra solar panels on there as well, and batteries. Now the batteries are going to explode. We've got some other thing. I'll put a service bay on as well. Do I? Don't I? Yeah, I do. We're going to put a service bay. And all these things I'm doing are adding mass, which isn't ideal, but I'm sure we'll live. And then in there we want to put, let's put one of the big battery packs in there, just the one of those, thank you. And then, where would you come? Okay, let's just try and get that sort of central, sort of not at all central. How's that? No, it'll do, we'll take it, it'll do. And then I did say I wanted to get an empty fuel tank up there as well, didn't I? But I don't know if these bits will cross-feed fuel. So the argument suggests, do I put a docking port on the side as well? Because you can do that. You can quite happily pop a docking port or two, like so. Look, there you go, docking ports on the side of those. So I could cross-feed fuel into that, or fuel from that into something else. If you're going to do it, Ben, you might as well do it properly. So let's let's take that off. Let's take a fuel tank. Nothing huge, just something. Let's empty it, because it's going to be a lot heavier. We just empty that out. No, because the fuel's just going to drain straight into there. Excuse me, I really should have thought about this, shouldn't I, folks? I'm sitting there thinking, oh, I want to do this, and I want to do this, and I want to do this, and I want to do this, but I really don't know how to do it because I'm a flipping idiot. If that's right, okay, so that's what's coming back. That's going to attach. Then realistically, I should just be taking. Right, sod it. No to the fuel station. Let's just see if we can't dock something for once. Yeah, it's not something I've done very successfully in the past. So let's just do that. And we put those on to make it look vaguely satellite-esque type thing. So we get communitrons on the side as well, because they're always fun. So have a couple of those. That's that done. Do we need to worry about anything else? Oh yes, we do. I nearly forgot the most important part. Can you honestly? Why am I even now worried about it? Because I'm just thinking to myself now that I'm doing all of this, but this is the only bit coming back. So what am I going to do? But it's could blow up and everything could explode. But I'm going to do it anyway. Let's get the RCS on there, and I don't have those fuel tanks, so we'll pop that there. We'll get our RCS tanks on here, like so. Get those. Yep, that's good. That's good. No clipping. Excellent. That's the bit that's going to be up. That's got its engine. So let's get our little RCS thruster be under control. RCS thrusters. We'll have 4 there, and we'll have 4. That's a decoupler. We pop them there. Is that going to get in the way of the door? Because do you remember last time we had a wonderful problem with... Oh, there we go. That works, yeah. Oh, I say a wonderful little problem. It's a goddamn annoying problem. We had a wonderful little problem with our astronaut, or Kerbal, sorry, not being able to get out because I put the RCS ports in the way. So that's those. For me, RCS is absolutely essential for docking, because there are two ways to do it. Which I will go into. In fact, there is a third as well, but I'm not even going to touch that, but because I just haven't got a clue what it is or how it works. Excuse me. Using the docking mode, which is what we will be using in the RCS thrusters, you can use your normal WASD, shift and control keys, and Q and E to control the rotation, pitch, yaw and everything like that, or you can use the standard controls, which are I, K, L, J, H and N. Which some people like because you can control the normal side of things with the left hand on WASD, and use JKA and the ones I've just mentioned to control everything else, which I'm not going to do. I mean, I don't even know if this is going to be successful, but I'm damn well going to try because I really want to. So yeah, it's not a relatively big payload. In fact, it's a relatively small payload. I'm going to use the fairings because we haven't had a chance to use them properly yet either, and I like fairings. I think they look cool. So that there, it's just going to clip that there, and ridiculously big, or yeah, nice pointy thing. Yeah, obviously, as you know, I haven't used fairings to very great effect. So now we're going to, I'm going to try it. Back to the fuel tanks. So that's that. We don't need a transfer station or anything because we are literally just trying to get into orbit. So if that's there, the fairings are there. So underneath that, straight away we can start building our rockets. Now, as I mentioned, I'm going to use the fuel lines. So let's put the 45 swivel engine on there. We'll alt click on this to create more of those. Let's get our struts out. Let's get them on the side, 2 of those. I'll put that right in the way. So we're going to have 2 of those up nice and high. Something else I've not mentioned as well with these decouplers. The placement of these decouplers can actually affect how the other stages come off the rocket. So if we've got the decouplers there and we put the rockets on, or the other stages, it's not really affecting, it shows you there. Yeah, they're not actually attached. But by the way, if that's where we put them in there, this will fling them off this way, which will cause, as you can see, because it's a little bit higher up, it will cause these to come away, but this end to come away a little bit quicker than this end, because obviously it's getting a bit of thrust going that way. Whereas if we put them down quite nice and low like so, it'll really push those out the way, and the acceleration will continue through the rocket, and it'll push those out of the way and will come up quite nicely, and it just saves any nasty little accidents as we fly away from the separated stages. So that's where we're going to put those, and we're going to strut them at the bottom, just to be on the safe side, really. Yeah, I mean, why does that look so? I'll tell you why it looks so dreadful, because you put it in a dreadful place, Ben, and now you're pulling it all apart. Yeah, just useless. Just useless. Right, so we'll zoom in here, get that as close to the side as we can there. That actually looked quite nice. That's a shame. Let's, come on. Yep, that looks a bit better, so that's a lot more secure there. Let's zoom out. Overdyne, that covers that. A bit more aerodynamic, so we're not as aerodynamically cack as last time. Thank you very much for the comment there, Van. It didn't go unnoticed. Nipples! Wait, let's get some nipples on those, that's fine. Just thinking actually, I'm going to use a different engine on the middle one, because we'll have the gimbal from the two outsides. This one won't have as much of a gimbal, but it's got a control wheel, which will be fine. I'm going to use the different engine, instead of using the 45, the swivel with the gimbal, I'm going to use the Reliant. Now if you look, as this hovers up and I've right clicked, if you see under the engine capacity, which is, I can't show you, can I? Yes I can, there we go, look, there we go, you can do that. Max thrust of 200 in a vacuum, 168 for the 45, and for the 30 is 200 and 215 in a vacuum. So we'll get a little bit more acceleration from that middle rocket. Yes, we won't get gimbal, but we're just trying to get this relatively small payload into orbit. The rocket is nowhere near as long as that looks ridiculous, doesn't it? Yeah, that does look absolutely ridiculous. Let's edit that fairing. I didn't like that. No. Previous section. Let's come up straight. Thank you. Look. That is an awful lot better as far as I'm concerned. I think that looks a whole lot better. Yep. So that's good. Completely sidetracked myself. Fuel lines. Here we go. All I was doing fuel lines. So that's fuel tanks, fuel lines, the external fuel ducts. So what we're going to do is we're going to get nice and close and repeat the process. We want them going from the outside tanks to the inside tanks, like so. And what's going to happen here is that at liftoff, all three engines will burn, but it's these tanks that are going to drain, and this one won't, because it's the fuel is being fed from here into here and from here into here. So we've got a lot more thrust at the start without using solid rocket boosters. I'm almost tempted to stick chutes on the ends of these and see if they'll, because somebody said to me that they've removed it. It used to be as you were taking off in your ejected stages, once they got about 2 kilometers away from where you were, they just disappeared and vanished and they weren't in the game anymore. I'm thinking, if they are going to come back down, why don't we have it so they come back down and we recover them? Let's test this theory. Let's see if that does in fact do what it says it's going to do. Let's put these chutes on here. Oh, no. On there, like so. One there. And one there. As you can see, it's done on the other side because it's in symmetry mode. And that looks very good. And let's see if when we eject these stages, these parachutes will actually help them fall back down to Kerbal safely, not blow up, and see if we can't get some of our Kerbin, see if we can't get some of our money back, because we do waste quite a bit of funds with the stages that we eject. So yeah, let's see if that works. So at the moment we've got a 3 engine craft, 3 fuel cells. These 2 will drain before this one. We get a lot of a longer burn. It's nowhere near as strong, but we get a lot of longer burn out of these than we would with a solid rocket booster. And it might make it a bit more effective. We've got our RCS fuel in there, we've got our little engine under there. So let's have a look at the staging here. So that will, no, we want to get that down there. That's the separation of the final piece. Yep, that's that separation. That comes back down. The service bay and everything will get destroyed. Do we set it up to eject there and keep the service bay? We've got the weight for it. It makes sense, doesn't it? Because then we'll get them. Oh, let's just leave it. I'm playing around with too many things. Someone there. That goes with that. That's the fairing separately. Those 2 rockets are firing all by themselves over there. Okay, so they need to come down there. Excuse me. Then they'll jettison those off, and then once they jettison those off, we would like. No. Once they fire, we'd like those to fire, that to fire, and that to fire. So that'll jettison those off and open up the chutes at the same time. Very simple rocket. I mean, Now I'm starting to think, hang on, this looks too simple, it looks too easy, this isn't going to work, is it? Is the payload going to be too heavy? Something's going to go wrong, but we're going to try it. This is Benno Rules Game who plays Kerbal Space Program. He's brilliant at it. Nothing's ever going to go wrong here. Nothing at all. Nothing to see here, folks. Move on. Just an idiot playing computer games. It's weird, you know, not having a pink screen of death. I sometimes use them to have a cheeky cigarette break. Don't smoke, bad for your health. And, you know, and it's been gone. Now I can't. Now I've just got to play all the way through, and you've got to put up with all my shenanigans and naffness and everything else that goes with it. And I'm dawdling and stalling. That was a lot. Dawdling. There you go, dawdling. I'm going to try and use that from now on. Because I can't think of a name for this thing. We had the orbital thingy. Let's call it Things Mate. There you go, Things Mate Mark 1. Yeah, that's cool. Look at that. Didn't take any time at all to name. I know I've forgotten something. Something is screaming out to me. I'm like, I've forgotten to do something. Something's not right. What? I don't know what it is though. So we're just gonna go ahead, stick this on the launch pad and see what happens. I can't think of anything. I know I've missed something. I know I have. Something doesn't feel right. This rocket seems far too small to try and get this payload up. I've got solar panels. I've got a battery. I'm not worried about science. Taking the scientist up. No, heat shield. That's going to go away. That's what's going to come back down. That's got the engine for that. Yeah, it's a bit of a waste of money, but I'm not going to... Yeah, done it. It's done. I've pressed save. Let's take this out to the launch pad and see what happens. This could be really uninteresting. This could also be really interesting. Or, this could be another one of my absolutely wonderful... Hey, look at me, I'm great at this game, I just can't get into orbit for love nor money. Full throttle all the way. Let's not mess around. We know the crack by now. The... Thingies Mate Mark 1 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, we have forward thrust. That's good news. It's to start making the little adjustments to turn over. No, this is interesting. So what's happening here with this rocket basically at the moment? These tanks aren't draining at all, as you can see. These tanks are draining. They're draining down into here and draining down into here. So this middle rocket is taking the fuel from the external tanks, and it's working. It's working. It's working well. Now, asparagus staging is basically just this, or exactly this, only on a larger scale with many more rockets, which, you know, you can do it. Asparagus starts in sort of 4 stages. Well, you can do it in 4 stages, an equal number of stages. And you just drop one off, and then you've got the next one still burning, and you drop the next one off, and the next ones are still burning, and it just goes and goes, and it can be quite fuel efficient. You tend to end up not using anywhere near as much fuel as you normally would. Sorry, I'm saying because I say in all my videos. I'm sure most of you are probably BRG saying again. I'm just trying to concentrate. There it is again. We'll know the fuel's about to run out, and watch the fuel in our middle tank. Look at that, separated quite nicely. Those parachutes did deploy. We've lost the gimballing. I am now fighting like anything just to try and keep this in line, just to try and get it back on our prograde vector. Just work. It seems to be, for the time being, working. And we're starting to get out towards the atmosphere, so we are starting to get to a position where I am going to want to press that M key as quickly as I can, just to make sure it stays on the prograde vector. Let's have a look at our apparatus. I have made a colossal mistake, folks, and it is a colossal mistake. I'm not going to pretend it's not. What I should have done was launch just under what it is we are trying in actual fact to rendezvous with, and I didn't, which was just plain dumb. I really should have done that, made myself a lot more work, but you know, we're heading out towards orbit. Not the best of gravity turns. We're going to hit our apparatus way before we get anywhere near orbit, but not the end of the world. I'm going to stop it because it doesn't give us a altitude of 97,000 there. We don't know whereabouts that is. So I'm going to stop the apoapse about 85. There we go. It was 84. Just try and burn out and complete our orbit. We don't have an awful lot of fuel left. I am already now concerned that we're not going to get out to where we want to be. But we'll see. It's me. It's BRG. I don't do the best of things. I mean, look at that. We're not even on the same plane. What was I thinking when I sent this up? That is absolutely dreadful. But not to worry. Look at that. At launchpad. Those things have landed back at Kerbal, and we're going to be able to get the funds back for them. That is wonderful news. Absolutely wonderful. I'm really pleased with that. And we're now out in space, so I'm going to do something I don't normally do. I'm going to start spinning the rocket, and I'm going to press spacebar, so those fairings all fly off. Yay, that was fun. That was cool. Look, fairings kept us a bit more aerodynamically sound. That was great. Need to spin that so that we're back where we were. Yeah, there we go. Nice. That's that there. We do have quite a bit of RCS fuel though, so we could be using the RCS fuel to help us just finish everything off. I'm going to just get us into orbit quickly, and then I will start talking about rendezvousing and docking. Well, I say I'll start talking about it. It's not like I know what I'm talking about, and it's not going to pretend I do, because I don't. It's not something I've done a massive amount of. To be truthfully honest, I think I've only ever successfully docked twice, and it was sketchy. Not going to lie to you about that, folks. It really was sketchy. It was a very, very close run thing. A very close run thing. But I did do it, and there we go, that stage. Not quite enough of a periapse, so let's fire that off and burn, and let's get 63. Just get out around. Fantastic. Now, at the moment, now we're in orbit. It's wonderful. We're in orbit. Happy days. If we have a quick look at this, excuse me, I need to cough. I do apologise. I'm going to pause for this. Yeah, so as I was saying, sorry about that. Our orbit at the moment has a periapse of 75 and an apoapse of 91. If we click on this and set it as a target, it'll tell us its apoapse is 98 and its periapse is 87. So at the moment, our periapse is 12,000 kilometers underneath it, and our apoapse is 6,000, give or take, underneath it as well. So at the moment, our orbit is a lot smaller than the orbit of the docking thing, Mark 8. I can't believe we're actually up with a Mark 1. Look at that. We are up with a Mark 1. Unbelievable. And now I'm starting to regret the fact that we didn't actually put parachutes on them. No, because they burn up in the atmosphere. I'm waffling again. Yeah, anyway, back onto topic. So at the moment, our orbit is lower than the docking thing. I really should rename these. I'm not going to though. So what's happening here is we're moving faster than it is, because we don't have to travel as far. And so what will happen is eventually we will catch it up, and these intersect nodes will change, and we'll actually start to get distance towards them. But we're not even on the right plane. We're not. If we can look, where's its descending node? Descending node minus 2.7, and ascending node will be the same. So we need to adjust our plane. It's really important that we do that. So let's add a maneuver here, and let's try and get our plane in the same in the same plane as theirs. Now, how did that just work? What did that just put our ascending node with that? 0.5, so not quite right. Let's pull that down a bit. 0.5, is it going to play silly buggers with me? 1.2. 0.2, very close. Oh, ascending node 0.2 again. Have I just gone a bit? Oh, 0.2. 0.2. I might not have done it in the right place. It's just 0.2 all the way. and 0.3 it's getting bigger again. So that's not in the right place. So let's have a quick look. If it's the descending node we do it on, we add a maneuver and we want to descend. That's the idea. So we get on the right plane as those. Descending node again, 0.2. 0.2, it's just going to go up, isn't it? 0.4, which means I'm not doing it in the right place, which I almost don't actually understand. I would have thought that's exactly where it would have done it. And that looks absolutely spot on to me. Not quite the same orbit, but that looks bang on. Oh, it is. Okay, I was doing it in the right place. No idea what's going on. There we go. So that's in the right place. Wonderful. Shut up. I know what I'm doing. So let's maneuver ourselves over to there. That node's in 23 minutes. So we'll time warp up to that, and we will complete that little bend just to get our inclination in the same as theirs. It's really, really important that we do that. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to dock very easily, and I can't time warp any faster than that. An 8-second burn, which isn't a lot. We should have quite a bit of fuel left on the stage. In fact, we've got masses of fuel left. More fuel than you can shake a stick that is very big at. So, we're going to do this nice and slowly, just to make sure that we get it absolutely spot on. I'm not massively worried about overrunning the node or anything like that. We don't need a great deal of it. We just want to make sure that we get our ascending node and descending node absolutely spot on. I'm just going to start at the tiniest touch early. Nice little bend to get us in the right place, and then we'll come down very, very slowly now. And we've done it. There we go. We are now in an absolutely wonderful inclination. It's very, very similar to theirs. So what we've got to do now, rather regrettably, is time walk the living daylights out of it, because as you can see, whilst the periaps and the apoaps are a bit lower, we are miles away. So we've got a lot of catching up to do. I mean, we're the best part of, well, over a third of the planet away from them, which is entirely my fault. I launched at completely the wrong time, and I know that's on me, that is. So we'll have a quick. We can't time walk very fast either, which is a disaster. Our intercept is at 1,298.6 kilometers away, which is an awful long way. As we rotate round, these will change. I just won't even say it there. Okay, no. I might pause the video here just to play a little game of catch up. I don't really want to bring our apoaps and periaps down. What I could do is put us out into a higher orbit so that it catches us up, but because we're closer to it trying to catch it than it is to us trying to chase us, we'll keep it like this. What's that saying? 1.2, and let's see what happens when we come past that. Yeah, that's saying you're closer to it here. Here is where it is, and it's just changed a tiny bit to 1.24. Yeah, this is going to take a while. So I'll pause the video here. I went off and have a cheeky one. Just sit here while this is time warping. So nice not to have stopped for pink screen of death. Again, Van, thank you very much for that. Yes, the monitor is all up and running. I'm still not in my spare room, but it's just I've got too much to do. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're in the right place. We're lower, so we're going to be going slower. Our apoaps is 93, his apoaps is 98. Yeah, it's going to take a while, but we are getting there. If we just put this in a plane, yeah, you can see we have made a tiny bit up, but not an awful lot. Pausing the video now, back in a bit. And so we're still chasing it. We're chasing it quite a lot, and it's taken absolutely ages. You can see we're almost at 4 hours for this flight. All I'm going to do now is a quick orbit change. I'm just going to burn retrograde our periaps a little bit, just to bring our apoaps down, just so that we catch it up a little bit faster. So let's slow down the time warp, and as soon as we get to our periaps, let's just hit that retrograde marker just a little bit. It doesn't have to be a lot. I love how manoeuvrable this is. There's our retrograde marker. So we're just going to bring our apoaps down just a tiny bit, just so that we can speed up this process a little bit more. Oh, I've done it. So the people watching this now laughing at me, I just did it on our target's periaps, and not our periaps, which was not clever. It has changed our apparatus a little bit and our power ups a little bit. We're still in orbit, but it's going to be a little bit faster. Yeah, my bad. Catching up a bit. I'll just do it off screen. I'll perform that bend, just pull it in a little bit off screen. I'll be back in a second. Right, so I have, as you can see, just reduced our apparatus and power ups a little bit. Currently, our closest intersect, we're going to be at 863 kilometers. Far too far. So just going to keep time warping around until we catch up to it. 5 hours chasing. I suppose in the grand scheme of things in space, this isn't a massive amount of time. And this is by no means the most efficient way to complete this manoeuvre. Not even close. It's done very, very differently by NASA themselves. They've got all kinds of weird and wonderful software and tricks and tools and just general cleverness, which, as most of you who watch me know, I don't possess. They would line up perfectly, have everything done, and they would just, yeah, it would just work. They'd do it all sensibly. And my approach is also by no means the most efficient way to get things done. But yeah, it is what it is. This is Benno Rules Gaming at its best, just faffing and everything. So what I'm going to do when we start to get a nice close intersect, you wanted I think, I'm sure, and this is reference to Mr. Manley. Those of you who don't know Scott Manley or watching my videos, there's no way you don't know who Scott Manley is, so I'll shut up. I think in his video he says you want it about 4 kilometers away. It may be closer than that, and you can't trust these entirely. You just can't. They won't be exactly spot on. So it's good to check. As you can see, that's set as our target. It's saying the intersection here will be 485 kilometers. If we go into map view quickly and see if we can see, no, we can't see it yet. Oh well, that's a shame. That's a shame. Yeah, okay. I'll show you that next time. So yeah, but just keep time warping around until we catch this up. But yeah, you will find when you get too close to an intersect, you might be closer, you might be further away. These numbers aren't always going to be spot on. There has to be a point in which you just keep checking them, just to make sure that everything's okay. We're starting to get, what's the intersect saying now? 485 kilometers. And the next one will be a nice little jump again. So now it's saying 346. Yeah, going round and round and round. One day. We are at 1 day now, folks. Excuse me, this is a lot longer than it would normally be, obviously, but I'm sure you're quite happy just putting up with my random chats. Now I've just noticed we are out of electric charge. That is a monumental cock up, and am I going to be able to extend these panels? No, I'm not. And we have a scientist in our bay, not a thing, and we've no way of generating any electric charge. So yeah, that was a great balls up. I'll be back in a second, see if I can fix this. And we're back again. I'm not sure why this works. I would have thought it'd been an engineer, but look, I EVA'd, I click on that, and he will extend the panels. He will. Cannot deploy while stowed. What? Solar panels... Yeah, extend... Oh, okay, let's not having that. We've got one for now. So let's just board again. And we're generating electric charge. Well, stowed. What's stowed? Have I blocked them off with something? Status retracted. Cannot deploy while stowed. Not sure what that is. Really not. Never seen that before. Okay, not the end of the world. The panels are out. We're gaining a bit of electric charge. Let's see where we are. We're catching up. The intersection here says it's going to be 202 kilometers. That's nice. So let's speed this up again and see how close we're going to end up. As I've said before, I've not done this many times, so I'm not even going to pretend to suggest that it's going to be great and it's all going to work and everything's going to be hunky-dory and happy. I would have thought we'd have been able to see it by now, though. That does surprise me. But no, it is what it is. I really would have thought, yeah, we've got line of sight there, according to that. So 57 kilometers did that just say? Okay, that's not too bad. So what we're going to do now is we're going to wait till we get to our apparatus and we're just going to push the periaps out towards 87. So it's just going to cause problems, but that's fine. No, it's fine. Let's just get to our apparatus. Let's push it out quite close to it, because obviously the closer we are to it when we get there, the better. Don't know why I've just said that. It's quite obvious, but I said it nonetheless. You heard it here first, folks. You did. So a nice small burn just to push our periaps to 87, which is going to flip around completely, but that's fine. And you'll see this is getting a bit further away because obviously we're pushing. I'm not looking at what I'm doing. What did I want to do? Periaps at 87. Let's stop there. Perhaps at 79. Where am I burning now? Here. The apparatus at 80 and the apparatus of that is 98. So let's just push that out towards where it should be. Yeah, let's do that. That makes a bit more sense. 89 and the apparatus needs to be 98. It's not going to be the same as it is there. Going to keep that there for now and just time warp. This is a very much a guessing game for me. Not, you know, I've said it before, I'll say it again. This is not my forte. I do not pretend that it is. So let's just see what happens, and let's see if we can't get that extra panel out now as well. Actually, while we're here, can we extend that? Status retract? No, we can't. Why can't we? We've got power. Status retracted. No, alright, well we've got one solar panel. I've no idea why that's not working. Really don't. 119 kilometers. We're catching it. We are catching it slowly but surely. I'm just eyeing this now. Literally just eyeing it up, seeing where it is we're about to meet up. Now we're going to hit about the same here. Let's just stop this and see how far. Can we see it yet? Is it going to be nice and show us? There it is. 33 kilometers away. Okie doke. Let's just chase it down. 35. Getting further and further away from it. 38. Come on, we've got to get relatively close. 36, 34. Right, so it's coming down quite nicely now. So we're going to catch it up. Where does it say our intersect's going to be? Here. At 40 something, it's all flashing around. Does that make a difference? No, it doesn't. Starting to think what we're going to do now is just push our periaps out a bit again. About 87. Let's get the periaps out. So let's spin this round to here. Get the periaps out and see if we can't just slow down enough. We're going to go past it. Okay. Well, there we go. Benno Rules making his same usual cock-ups. That is going to cause us some massive problems. It's just not going to work. If we burn, that's retrograde. That's away from target. If we burn away from target, we're going to go outside it and slow down. Yeah. If we burn retrograde, we're going to slow down. There's a place, isn't it? Oh, that was too much. Yeah. Let's kill that. The apparatus of that is 98. The apparatus of ours is 92. Just watching this come down, just to see what it's going to do. So I'm not really all that sure. Oh crikey, I pressed the wrong. Right, let's just go back to map view and see what happens. 20 kilometers away. Yeah, let's go around. We're going to go past it. Yeah, we're getting further. Okay, so it's getting back ahead of us here. Where's the planet? The planet's it's not getting back ahead of us, is it? It's falling way behind us. Way behind us. So essentially all that's happened here is we've missed it. We've missed it completely. I've shot straight past it. But now, when we get round here, it should start to catch us up. And what I'm going to do next as well here let's just burn a little bit prograde and push our apple up to 98, apple up to 79. That's periapsis bin. Let's just push that out a bit. Let's push that out a bit and see if we can't. Why is that going in? I'm not burning retrograde, I'm burning it's not. It's our what? That's prograde. That apoapse, it should push our periapse out. Why is it not pushing our periapse out? I am burning apoapse prograde. That's definitely prograde. That's retro. Hang on a second. Oh, I know what's going on. It's on target view, not on orbit view. Yes. Okay. Well, at least that makes sense now. There's our prograde vector. Oh dear, that's embarrassing. Yeah, you've got to watch out for that. When you get close to the target, it'll automatically change that for you and cause all kinds of wonderful confusion. So let's push that way out. We've got an interception there of 63, 62, 61. Just keep burning that until we get a relatively close intersect. Or as close as... Oh, what happened there? Right, perhaps we'll try that. Let's see what happens. Let's get back into map view and just see how close it gets to us. I haven't done this very well, as you can all see, no doubt. 1.2, it's coming down. 30. I'm almost tempted to start burning towards the target we want to burn. No, because that'll pull our periapse down too far. We need to make sure our intersection is a lot closer. That's what we need to do. So what happens? What's going to happen to it when we... up? So yeah, looks... They're all going to be going a lot faster than it, a lot slower than it, which is a problem. Yeah, see, it's just far too far away. Far too far away. Okie doke. But then we'll go a bit, and it's pushed it further away. There are people that can show you how to do this. One of perhaps a 98, so yeah, we're going massively too much faster than it. But that's fine. Let's jump onto our prograde vector and adjust this down, like so. Why are you going up? It's on orbit. But you're going up because you've hit the prograde vector, not the retrograde vector, Ben. My word. I'm really good at this. Everybody should be watching me. That's bringing that down nicely. Right, so the periapse of 84, and this has a periapse of 87. So we're slow. We're going faster than it. Let's just get here, retrograde a little, side it again as best we can. So a little, again, just completely eyeballing it here. We've come off our ascending node as well because of how I've burnt, which isn't clever. about to actually manage to accidentally create. Spin around a bit, okay. Let's kill that off. 38 kilometers there. That's quite nice. So we're catching it up, look. We're going faster than it is. Oh, I need to cough. Sorry, folks. So yeah, as I said, look, we're catching it up nicely now. Back to where we were. We've wasted an awful lot of fuel here. So this is quite a nice spot, but we're still just far too far away. Far too far away. What's it going to do on our next turn? We're going to miss it. It's going to be behind us. It is. So we need to push out a bit. That's what we need to do. We need to push out a little bit from our... Let's push our apoaps out just a touch from the periaps. Or not. We'll go straight past it and we'll just push out a little bit anyway. Gone a bit too far again. Just the gentlest of touch. 14 kilometers. Oh, hang on a second. Sorry, folks, back in a sec. Coughing again. Time to get a bit nervous because that is nice and close. Ben might have blagged it. I do understand the theory behind this, which is why I think it started to work. I just needed to just make a bit more sense of it. 4 kilometers, 3. Starting to slow down as if it's going to be getting further away. Yep, we're going to stop that there. 2.8 kilometers. Okay, I am relatively happy with that. Now all I've got to do is dock. Or at least try and dock and try and explain what I'm doing whilst I'm doing it. So I'm going to press F5 here, funnily enough, in quick save. We're going to head round to our close intersect and we are going to attempt a docking. Yes, we are. We're going to attempt a docking. And I've generally all... So it's 7 kilometers away. 5, 4, 3, 2. So what I want to do now is that's our target. I want to target speed. Will that increase the speed? That's going to slow us down. So against our target, I'm just slowing. No. Retrograde then. Retrograde. Against the retrograde marker, you see here we've gone back to target mode. It's done it automatically. I'm just going to slow our speed down relative to the target. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. Just slow our speed down relative to the target. Just chase it. Chase it. Keep it on there. Don't get off target. It's pretty close. And now, remarkably, we're actually starting right. We're now at the same speed as our target. This is our target. So what I'm going to try and do, I think this is how this works. This little pink thing you can see, I'm just going to burn towards our target. That's the idea. Nice and slow. About 20 meters a second I think I want. Just to try and get close to it. And let's see, that started to push us towards it, but we're starting to shoot past. So I'm going to stop doing that, back onto my retrograde marker, and just slow our speed down relative to the target, and just ferry it in that way. That's my intention. That is precisely my intention, nothing more than that. Just to get towards our target nice and slowly, and eventually I'm pretty sure, I'm trying to think about this, but I'm pretty sure what will happen is our retrograde and prograde markers will eventually match up with the target. Eventually. And so we're getting further away from it now. Yeah, so slow down a bit too much. So let's get back onto the target marker. Well, I should have killed it off relative to the target, not retrograde. I'm actually going to come into the map view and just check that our apoapse and paraapse isn't doing anything too drastic. No, because we're doing very slight adjustments, so that's fine. So I'm just going to burn again, ever so slightly towards our target. Oh, a bit fast. But let's just go back in again, get close, bit of a time warp up, so we get too far away from it, and then we'll kill our velocity with regard to our target and not our retrograde marker, I think. Oh dear, yes, that didn't work. And why didn't that work? Think about this. I think I was right. I think it was the retrograde marker I wanted to be burning at, not... It's going further and further away from us. I mean, 700 meters, that is about as close as I've ever got. Onto target. Yes, so now our prograde marker starts to come in with our target. We are now officially heading towards the target. Quite fast. We're going to go straight onto our burn away from target. No, burn to retrograde. That's it, burn to retrograde. As we head towards our target now. And I'm just going to... No, bleed off against the actual target then, not against your retrograde marker, against your target. No, that's not working, and it's getting further away from us again, because I should have burned... is it retrograde or towards target? No, I can't think. I think it's... yeah, burn retrograde, just to slow us down, null off the speed completely so we're travelling the same as the target, and then aim back towards the target. Oh, aim towards the target, which is there, 265, which is we're actually travelling towards the target. So just a little bit of speed. I'm going to do things ever so gently here, folks. Just so let's just check parrots and everything. Yeah, that's fine. I'm getting nice and close. I cannot believe this is working as well as it is. I did nowhere near as well at this as I did in my last attempt. Not even close. Let's just speed warp up towards it and slow that down, and then offset against our target or retrograde. I've forgotten again already. Let's go offset against retrograde. Yes, of course it's going to be retrograde. I'm saying it's going to be retrograde. Is it going to be retrograde? Yep, just slow that down to there, and just ever so gently be moving away from it, and then get back onto our target vector and burn towards our target. Slowly, slowly, catch your monkey. Yep, there we go. Prograde vector is on the target. This is good news. 2 meters a second. Let's get ready to slow down again. I mean, look at that. That's quite nice. That's on there quite well. I'm quite pleased with that. In fact, I'm very pleased with that. At the moment, I have got a big smile on my face. I'm playing KSP and it's working. Happy days. Oh, got a cough. Sorry. Welcome back, folks. I paused the game very quickly there because you can see we're only 38 meters away. So let's get back into this and let's just slow that down somewhat, shall we? It's going quite fast there. .2 meters a second, but very, 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 very slowly but surely moving towards our docking thingy. Now, in fact, I'm just going to completely kill off our target speed, just so I can just ever so quickly just chat about what we're going to do. And now we're moving away from it. That's a disaster. Do not want to be moving away from it. No, we're not. We're still moving towards it. Why is that? There we go, we're moving away. So what we want to do here is we want to dock with this bit here. Okay, so we right click on the Clampetron and we click set as target, and then using, I think again on here, if we right click we can click control from here, like so. Yep. So that now means that our proper target vector, the pink one, will be lined up with the docking thingy that we're trying to actually get onto, which is over here. So what we're going to need to do is come past this, just a little bit underneath it, ever so slowly. Just a tiny little burn there, because we just want to get behind it so we can swing round, and dock with it. Essentially, is exactly what we want to do. I'm just going to make another tiny adjustment because too much, far too much. I didn't want to hit it, but that's fine. We'll come spinning past, and I shall use just a tiny bit more fuel just to bleed off that speed we've got. But we'll then be in behind it, which is fantastic. Exactly what we want to do. And we're going to switch into docking mode, which you can use the delete key for, or just press it. Into docking mode, and we'll see if we can't dock this bad boy. I'm going to be, needless to say, ridiculously pleased with myself if this works. I mean, I can't believe we're so close. I really can't. I mean, I haven't even tried docking for so long. It really has been an awful long time since I tried to dock. Mainly because I've never been very good at it. But obviously we all know it's going to be entirely essential for what we want to do. Right, so let's turn on our RCS, let's turn on docking, and let's start. Hang on, what was that? That's going forwards. Oh no, press the wrong one. Press the wrong one. Press the wrong one. Yep, there we go. So control and shift will control forward and backwards momentum, just like they would if you were controlling a rocket. W and S will control your up and down. As you can see, they're inverted though. I don't know why that is, but they are. And then D and E won't do anything. No, they won't. Why won't they do anything? Okay. That could be the very beginning of our problems. Could be. Could not be, on the other hand. So just want to slow that down. I'm going to come out of docking mode and just line ourselves up again. Let's turn RCS off. Let's get pointed at our target. There we go. Let's turn RCS on again. Oh my god, I did not just do that. I really did. I just did that. So, with docking, let's just slow that down. Now we're moving away. There we go. Oh, hang on a second. I'll be back in a second. Sorry about this. Yep, no idea what happened there. My house is making strange noises. I'm freaking my dogs out. So something's not quite working, and now I don't know what these controls are. Okay, a little disappointing. I say a little disappointing, I mean very disappointing. Okay, I can't seem to spin my craft right to left. Why would it not do that? The RCS ports are in the right place. Okay, so what I'm going to have to do now is try and guess what the controls are. L and J control my left. Okay, we turn RCS off, back to staging, to see if we can't spin that round so that it meets, and you can see there we're too low. We're far too low. So with RCS on in docking mode, we use the W key to get there. So let's just start pushing that up a bit. Then we turn staging mode on and just try and match up. Looking at the craft, let's just try and get this a bit straighter, like so. Okie doke. So that was, as you can tell, huge. I've done it again. I don't believe that. Turn docking mode on and let's slow that down. Okie doke. Right. So let's just shift over that way towards the target. We want to get relatively lined up as best we can. Okay, so that's quite nice. Let's just stop that if we can. Wonderful. And let's just head ever so slowly towards our target. Now you can see here our current thrust vector is almost perfectly aligned. Let's just push that over a little bit more, like so. Yep, brilliant. That's nice and aligned. Let's get back into docking mode. And we are at 0.1 meters a second heading straight towards our target. In fact, I think what I might have done... oh no, see now this is moving. Why is that moving? Okie doke. It won't work from here yet. So we'll just shift that over. Head towards it a bit faster. You have to be so gentle with this. So unbelievably gentle. Back into staging mode and just match those up so that they're spot on. Like so. Back into docking mode. Just so that if we need to. Yeah, so you can see at the moment that's going to miss. So let's just push that. Slow down, slow down, slow down. And just a tiny touch that way. Dare I say it, folks, but I think that that's about to dock. Let's turn RCS off and SAS off. They've magnetised together. A bit of faffing around with the controls. Are they going to do it? Come on, you're right on it. This can sometimes happen, folks. This might be where I offset. Let's turn the SAS off. Yes! Oh my days. Ladies and gentlemen, you saw it here first. BRG has actually just managed to dock something in space. And now those panels decide to work. Excellent, well, not going to moan. At least they're out. That's all done. There we have a successful dock. Now, I had to faff around a bit with the controls there. I was using J and L to shift sideways and coming in and out of the different docking and staging processes for my own benefit. Something you might find useful to do if it is a first time for you is to actually go up and just have a play. It's essentially all I've done with you guys today, is I have literally just had a play. That's all I've done. I've gone out, I've put something up there with docking ports on, and I've just had a play. Now, can I crossfeed? No, I can't. I can't crossfeed through those parts. So the girder parts are no good. In fact, none of this is any good. This is literally just it's a space station. It is a space station. It's got power. It's got carbonauts. It's got fuel. It's ugly as hell. Let's have a quick zoom around to the light side so we can... Oh, why am I zooming out like that? I want to zoom on the map. Let's get around to the light side so we can have a good look at this bad boy. Around we come. Around we come. Sunrise, right. There we go. Let's have a look-see. So here we have... Now let's have a better look at this. No, not with RCS, I'm thinking. Now, is this going to move at all? Slowly. With RCS. Oh no, it's not really going to spin round because I've got RCS units all over the place, haven't I? Yeah, I have. That's not going to work. So, if we disable that, disable that, disable that one, disable that one, and then at the same time disable that one. I know I could have quite easily gone in and just shut off the ones I needed to, but I didn't, so there. Nina. No, that wasn't it. Disable that one. There we go, come back out, and now use the RCS to try and flip us around so we can have a good look at ourselves. It's still not right. Okay, fine. You off. You off. I did kill that one. You. No, not enable. Disable. Disable. What have I done? All the way around here. This has got to be really exciting, watching me trying to click on stuff. And let's spin that around. Why is that fighting so much? Weird. Okay, that's that spun. And then let's... No. No. SAS on, and then let's just go on. You can do this. You've got reaction control. Well, you can do this. Go on, move. I dare you. No, it's not having any of it. It's not moving under electric charge for some reason. I'm not sure why. So we can't have a great look at it. But there it is in all its disgusting glory. A little bit offset as well. But we've done it, and we have stranded 2 Kerbals up into space. Which obviously we can save them both just by right clicking here, disable crosswheel. We can undock them and bring them both back down to Kerbin. Although what we would realistically want to do, have we got chutes on this? Did I really just strand? I've stranded one of those up into space because he's got no way of coming back, because there's no engine underneath there. But that's fine. We could possibly even send up a rescue mission. That might not be a bad idea. But now we do have... I'm really sorry for the last 5 minutes of pure rambling. We do now have the setting for creating an orbital fuel station. So what I would in essence do is send up a Probodyne unit. Probodobodyne, sorry. With a massive empty fuel tank. Okay, I'd send it up, I'd put it into orbit, and then I would keep sending up vessels and just emptying most of the fuel they've got, docking with it, emptying most of the fuel they've got in, and then coming out again. And just keep doing that until I've got an absolutely massive space station with loads and loads of fuel, so we can get up here, get into orbit with a relatively small rocket and a nice big craft, and get over to Duna. That is essentially the plan. So what I think the next few episodes are going to be about, or other than having a quick look at our science before this one ends, I think what the next few episodes are going to be about is building said orbital fuel station for this Duna and Ike mission that I'm so desperate to get on. And I am desperate, make no bones about it, folks. I am absolutely desperate to get out to Duna. It's never been done before. I'd love to be able to share it with you guys. So yeah, this is going to be the end of the episode. No pink screen of death. I've thoroughly enjoyed myself. I hope you've enjoyed watching. I've been BRG. Thank you very, very much for watching, and I shall see you all later. With a tiny little side note, the episodes aren't going to be coming as thick and fast over the next couple of weeks, simply because I am just seriously busy with work. And what is that? Oh, that's the KSC. There it is. Look at that. Yeah. Excuse me. Work is very, very busy at the moment, so I'm not finding a lot of time for myself to get things done. But yeah, I will be back to them as soon as possible, and when I get a good chance, perhaps a day off without the missus, I might do a nice little run of them and just release them slowly or all at once. You tell me what you'd rather I do. If I do manage to film like 6 or 7 episodes in a day, one day, would you prefer that I release them all at once or release them slowly over time? You let me know. Anyway, this time it's for real. I've been BRG. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you all later. I lied again. We didn't spend our science, so let's go back and do that quickly. I said I was going to do it, so let's do it. Oh, it's a typical video for me, isn't it? Can't decide on what to do. So there's... hang on. No, they're just the launch parts. Oh, that's really disappointing. The other parts didn't actually come back down and land anywhere, did they? Or did they? Let's have a look, because they came off quite... let's do the tracking station and see if they're there somewhere else. Debris. No, there's no debris. Okie doke. Alright, not to worry. So yeah, let's head out to the Research Development Centre ever so quickly and have a look at what we're going to spend our science on. Realistically, we should probably be starting to be looking at things that are going to help us get to Duna. Massive fuel tanks, gentle propulsion systems, nuclear engines would be awesome. Nuclear engines would be absolutely massively awesome. Where are they? 160. We could do it. We could get nuclear. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We don't need that. We don't need that at the moment. Advanced fuel systems, yada yada yada. What's that? Specialised construction. Better girders. Better. So you got the modular girders there. Stack separators, bigger ones again. Proper clampetrons, the full size docking ports, and a bicoupler. Supersonic flight we're not worried about. Specialised control. Yeah, that could be quite good. Wanted to impress you for showing off your league flying skills. Yeah, okay. Large reaction wheel, little Werner engines, and a bigger advanced exploration. Not worried about exploration for now because we're not going to send our first. Precision engineering. Here, electronics. So I think it's a scientific experiment. High power electrics. The cool fuel cell. It's a very cool fuel cell. Giant solar arrays. I don't think we need to worry about a solar arrays or anything like that. I'm starting to think we might actually have the bits we need to get ourselves out into. That goes to there. What does that give us? Large volume containment, massive fuel tanks. I'm not sure if we've got what we need to get to Duna back, having never actually tried. Not sure at all. And if we are going to try and do an orbital fuel station, we've got everything we need. Haven't we? We've got everything we need. Yeah, we have. There's no if, buts, or maybes about it. We've got everything that we'd need to get there. Actuators and special. I'll tell you what we're going to do then. Let's just finish off this research. Let's just get it done. Let's get it all done out of the way. So that's that tier done. We've got 357 left to spend. So we could get 2 of these, or we could get, what's that? Advanced grabbing unit, grapple node. Oh, I think that's the, yeah, you can actually pick things up like asteroids and stuff, which I don't think are in career mode. If they are, I haven't seen them. No, I'm not sure. Yeah, so let's not go crazy and worry about getting bits and pieces from here. Large volume containment needs to very heavy rocketry, right, that's fine. Specialised construction I'm tempted on because I'd like the bigger docking ports. Boom, there we go. That's the bigger docking ports done. Actuators, not worried about supersonic flight. We give us bigger engines for more Kerbin control. We will be returning to Kerbin, probably before we go out to Duna. I'd be quite keen to get out and get a little bit more done from Kerbin. Advanced exploration I'm not worried about. Precision engineering. It's more struts, which could be good for the. Yeah, it could be very good for the. Yeah, it will be. It'll be good for the satellite, so we'll go ahead with that. Right, so that's the science spent. 32 left. Yeah, I think in the next episodes we will start to build our orbital fuel station for getting out to Duna. We are going to need to update our research and development 1.6 million so that we can actually spend things past that part in the tech tree, but for now we don't need to. But I mean that is an awful lot. We could update, what's that, 255 parts. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. The weight limits and stuff, if we're going to be sending up small parts, not too worried about that. All we want to be able to do, we may even actually send up our transfer stage and dock that with the station. It's just, you know, not sure, never done it before, don't really know how to go about doing it. Administration building. I almost wanted to do it. It's just pointless. I don't see the point of it. Maybe do some research. Maybe some of you want to shout at me and tell me what's there. Unlimited contracts. No, not worried about those. Tracking, read conics, and unowned object tracking. Perhaps that would show us the asteroids. I'm not sure. I'm really not. Not going to spend any money yet. Going to keep what we've got. We're probably going to use quite a lot building this fuel station. You know, fuel's not cheap, and we're just going to send it up and park it in orbit. Right. I have decided that this is the end of the episode. I'm going to say my usual blurb one more time, and then I'm going to bugger off and put this video together and get it out onto YouTube for you. I have been BRG. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye.